Hi Aquarius, this is Lena with Cicalia Botanicals. Welcome to your March 2020 Tarot Horoscope reading. I went ahead and already did the card layout so we could jump into the reading quickly for you. This month I pulled 2 Oracle deck cards to represent the theme for this month for you. The first one I pulled was a moon mantra. The moon mantra being, my hopes and dreams rise up like moths to the moon's magnificent light. The other one is work. I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. So 2 very beautiful messages that automatically signal to me quite obviously that for most of you, the month of March's biggest theme is going to be around work, most importantly, your higher self-purpose work. So jumping into the Celtic Cross spread for the month, the general reading month of March 2020, in your current situation or present moment, we have the 4 of Fire or 4 of Wands, 4 of Fire, 4 of Wands, crossing you temptation or the devil. In your near past, the Queen of Fire or Queen of Wands, the near future, love or courage. What is consuming your thoughts, that would be the Ace of Fire or the Ace of Wands. And in your subconscious or your heart emotions, the 2 of Fire or 2 of Wands. In the advice position, we have Patience, otherwise known as Temperance in most decks. Outside external environmental influences out of your control, the 2 of Air or 2 of Swords. And hopes and fears, 2 of Earth or 2 of Pentacles. And in the final outcome position for this month, the Justice card. Alright, so taking a look at the 2 main themes for this month. Both pertain to higher purpose through predominantly work. For most of you, I see this as a major career shift, transformation. And as you have the Ace of Fire dominating your thoughts this month, transformation is really going to be a major theme. Something that you're working on, considering, or actually not even just considering, but putting the steps in place to make happen. It's probably already going on for you. This is a continuing trend for you. And using this Aries, fiery energy to your benefit. Where you stand right now, 4 of Fire. So I think for most of you, you already have a pretty solid idea of what this work is for you, or what you think it is and where you're going with it. You're feeling pretty solid in it. You've laid down a basic foundation. You're feeling pretty stable in your life in this regard anyways. I mean, there may be, you might have a few pots on the fire, but there's one that this whole reading, the topic is about for you, that speaks to you. You know what that foundation is that you've worked on, that you are standing on. You're trying to probably get other pieces in line in your life to fully fit this greater vision of self and forward movement in your life. And I see this too in that in your near past we have the Queen of Fire. So you know who you are, You have a lot of self-confidence, a lot of skills, some solid successes behind you that if you really thought about it, you really do have, and moments to be proud of. Some of these may even be failures, but lessons that you've learned to build upon these failures, or build a new something with these lessons from these failures behind you, so that you're set up for success. What you have crossing you, though, is temptation. So I really like this deck. This is the Good Tarot, and that she re-envisions a lot of cards in her own way. I will say that the temptation card representing the devil, for me, the devil card is actually typically a really positive card for me and in the readings that I do. Now, it can symbolize addiction, and obviously that isn't a good thing. It can symbolize obsession, chains. Usually all of these things are self-brought in some form or another, or self-maintained. So this particular card speaks more towards the pull or connection or binding to the material realm and financial gains, greed. So there may be aspects of the work that you are doing where you are too focused on the financial outcomes, or getting too tied up in the what ifs with the financial outcomes, and not really allowing spirit to do the work. Like your constant concern over this matter, while, you know, let's say running a business or a career, obviously we do these things to make money, to provide for ourselves and our family. So this is a topic that is, of course, of importance. However, there are other elements that come into play, especially when we're talking about higher purpose work, that you have to allow some of that to, you have to surrender some of the need for control in that. So as long as you keep doing the work and putting in the energy, and in a mindful and honest way based in reality, you need to let go of some of the obsession over the financial aspects, especially if it is too focused on the material gain being the ends. Okay, so you need to probably take a step back and think about the purpose for doing this, not only for yourself, but who are you doing this work for? How are they benefiting? And why is Spirit calling upon you to do this work? Shift your focus, your alignment with this project, subject, career, whatever it is, and the energies will begin to flow. As we have in your near future, love, or in other decks, courage. So her reimagining of this card is also, for me, significantly different. Now this is self-love. This is also unconditional love from Spirit, from the universe, and learning to trust in that. In the courage card, it is a lot about inner strength and trusting yourself, your own wisdom, and your own intuition. And this temptation, having patience as advice with the near card of courage and patience or temperance. The theme is pretty much lined up in that I see there is a strong eagerness, desire, obsession to the point of pushing you to disappointment and doubt, that you need to have more balance. There's a lot of twos here, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, and 2 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of balancing energies finalized by the Justice card, which is the ultimate weighing of the scales, of the balance, coming from a place of a more centered space and balance in your life. You are definitely, I believe, aware of this and striving for this. It's probably part of this Ace of Fire aspect behind those thoughts, is looking for more balance in your life, in particular your work life, work home, work play balance. And I see that here too in your Two of Pentacles in your hopes position here, in that you want there to be more play in your work, or the two worlds to become one, and for the balance, the juggling act, to not be work, but to be playful energy, a joyful energy, and the universe coming into play, that it is providing you with the energies and support that you need in order to maintain it. And that is what ultimately I see happening for you in your subconscious, or your deep emotional area of your being. We have the Two of Wands, or the Two of Fire. So learning to trust yourself, learning to trust that this is your path, feeling intuitively that this is your path, and struggling possibly with not knowing where this is going entirely, just the general direction, and Spirit saying, really though, it's because it isn't for you to know it all right now. That right now you are to be in the moment and do the work that you can do, and trust, as long as you are coming from a place of your heart being, and not honestly more of the sacral chakra, or the second chakra of needing to have your primary needs met. I mean, if that is an issue, I mean, that is very important. You can't, I don't see this as the universe saying, quit your day job or whatever, throw caution to the wind, and recklessly begin your new dream venture life. No, ultimately we have the Justice card at the end. So whatever work that you put in is going to be rewarded. The lack of work that you put in will show itself. And there are obviously in all of our lives different areas of our lives that require different levels of attention in order to be balanced out, and require different needs. And we all have our areas in our life right now that feel really strong, and others that feel weak. And our job is to round that out, to put the energy into the areas, like maybe you are a little bit too focused on the work and on the money, or maybe on the money that isn't related to your soul work. That isn't saying drop it. It's saying shift the energetic focus to the work that you need to be doing. Don't allow the work that you need to do right now in order to survive in the material world take up too much of your emotional and energetic well-being. Okay? Disconnect if you can, and detach if you can. And as an Aquarius, I'm pretty sure you can. So harness that innate ability that you already have when doing the work that you need to do right now in order to get you to be more free in the ways in which you desire, and that put your heart and soul energy into that work when you are presently there. I have for you what you can't control. So Two of Swords is typically the Crossroads sword, the Crossroads card. The indication that you have reached the point where now you have to make a decision. Are you going to go forward with this or not? Because if you're not, you need to drop it. And if you are, you have to commit and focus on it in the way that is required in order to be successful. There's no more half-assing this. You are being called upon to make a decision, or maybe you have several projects at hand and you really just need to pick one, and you need to focus on that one until it gets to the point of success, that maybe then you can pick up that another project that you had in mind. And if you've gotten to this point and it is still of interest to you, that's a good indicator that it was worth it, and you will have the time, the energy, the money, the resources in order to do it. Your advice card is patience. So immediate gratification and immediate rewards, not happening this month, not likely. And that is okay, because you right now are building something long term. Okay, that's going to take time in order to maintain the tests of time. So there's probably a number of things that need to be worked out, refined, before seeing those rewards. You need to also see too this love that's mostly in relation to self-love and unconditional spiritual love is there for you first and foremost. So connect to that source before worrying about seeing all these rewards from the outside world. This could also mean looking for validation from outside if you don't have it fully yet from within. And if that's an issue, that is something to focus on this month. So the Two of Pentacles too can be a juggling act, right? So you might be having to juggle a couple of different jobs, or your side hustle and your job, or juggle transitioning from one career to another and wanting it to go smoothly. You're keeping all these balls in the air right now, and the magic is that you're doing it. You start to, it's your perception of it being stressful, but juggling can also be fun, right? You have the opportunity to be doing several things at once right now, and that's pretty neat. Justice, your final outcome card. This is a card that it can be slightly karmic, not as much as Judgment, the Judgment card, but it is really saying to me that you get what you put in life, right? So start thinking about where you've been putting your energy, okay? Is it the work that you've wanting to do? Where is your energy being funneled to in terms of work? And how can you scale back from the things that don't speak to your soul and level up in the areas that do? So this divine spirit work, calling, higher purpose, where every day can you infuse more of your heart energy? And when you begin doing this on a daily practice, they say it takes 21 days to establish a habit. Work on that for 21 days straight. What is some little thing that you can do every day to build upon that energy? And at the end of the month, you will see that there is actually significant real rewards that manifest themselves. Now, remember, this isn't about immediate gratification. This is about putting in the energy that's sustainable, okay? Only adding what you can juggle to what is a maintainable and enjoyable activity. Don't add too much that you overload yourself. And I don't see that energy happening here, but I do know that Aquarius tends to think a lot and come up with a ton of ideas and inspiration and new projects, and it's really time to focus on the important things and put your energy there and maintain that energy with consistency and discipline. So I'm excited for you this month to see what does actually manifest for you on a spiritual and material level. And a couple of events to note astrologically for everybody this month in March. On March 4th, we have Mercury still in retrograde, right near the end of it, moving into our sign of Aquarius. We also have Venus moving into Taurus. So you may feel yourself feeling a little bit more affectionate, especially needing more physical attention, or your significant other being more physically affectionate. Be mindful of jealous type thoughts, and you may find there's a lot more of these faithful, dependable vibes going on, and a desire to get a little bit more comfy and cozy than usual, wanting to hang out at home a little bit more after this time. Also, your Aquarian brain might be even amped up, okay? So just be mindful of that, and like I said, become self-aware of what your focus is for you, what you are committed to already, and stay the course, okay? Write down those fun, shiny new ideas somewhere else. Store them for when you're ready to move on to the next project. It's not now. On March 9th, we have Mercury going direct, yay, and the full super moon will be in Virgo also on the 9th. You will find a lot more of that trust in life coming to you, this energy that you really need. It's going to be really beautiful. Be open to it. Allow yourself to feel a little bit more. You will feel like more practical vibes too. How maybe to infuse these ideas you have with some more practicality into making them work and manifest in time. There might be this time is like when you're feeling even more of that pull, that juggling act of the work-life balance. Listen to it. What is it telling you, and how can you tweak things in your life to make things more aligned? On March 16th, we have Mercury move into Pisces, so even more feels, yay! You may be more inclined to have more social interactions, and your emotions, even though you might be having more emotions, might feel a little foggy. People coming at you with emotions that might be a little bit confusing and not clear to you or even them. Don't overreact or over-respond. Allow this energy to mellow out in time. However, very cool about this energy is you'll be more in tune to your tuition. So going back to that divine calling for your work, yeah, this is a good time to listen, okay? March 19th, we move into Aries season. Sun moves into Aries. So here comes that fiery energy, that bold moves energy. Might be feeling a little bit more argumentative, so be careful of disagreements. Don't take them too far. Really utilize the confidence that you're feeling right now to make steps into this transformation that you are excited about. This is the first sign of the zodiac, so we've gone full circle. We're getting this beginning of spring energy happening around us. Exciting times, breaking old habits, going to be way easier to break habits that are no longer good for you. March 21st, we have Vesta moving into Gemini, and also Saturn moves into Aquarius, our sign. So Saturn is one of our ruling planets. So this is going to feel right at home for us. And this is one of our two ruling planets, actually. And this is our more practical planet, where we're getting our shit together, we're making lists, we're prioritizing, and we are getting shit done. So this really meshes well with this energy for us right now. If you keep that focus, that commitment, that patience that you need right now, you're going to see some things moving forward in a really awesome way. You're going to, at the end of the month and moving into the next month in April, really beginning to manifest some beautiful things. Now remember though, the Saturn energy might amplify a little bit of this energy for us. It's already potentially, preventing us from moving forward. So still keep the openness to spiritual guidance and the emotional, heartfelt feelings that are pulling us to do what we do and why we want to do what we want to do. There's a ton of growth potential happening for us right now, and developing deeper connections with those that we are already have relationships with, friendships, significant others, family members. So this is a really great time to allow yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable. It's not a very comfortable position for most people, but especially Aquarius. So be kind to yourself, of course, but allow yourself. Part of transformation is dealing with things that aren't comfortable at first, right? On March 21st, we have the new moon move into Aries. So more of this Aries energy. So new moons, I love new moon magic. I feel more connected to the new moon magic than I do even full moon magic. This begins, the waxing moon phase too, so it's a great time for planting seeds, doing manifestation magic, doing work to think about your next steps and how you're going to implement those steps, and using that building energy to do a lot of the energetic work along with you. And last but not least, we have March 30th, Mars also moving into Aquarius. So you're going to have a ton of confidence coming at you. You are definitely going to be feeling a lot of those like revolutionary vibes, this transformation energy, really like, how you get, right? When it's time for something new, time to reinvent, you're going to be feeling that. And Mars influences or rules are how we fight, our sexual nature, desires and energies, also how we, our confidence, right? How we feel about ourselves. So we'll probably be feeling really at home with ourselves and really strong in who we are. And it's going to be feeling pretty good. Lots more passion, lots more inspiration. So once again, though, stay focused, and harness that energy into this main life work energy that Spirit is calling you to do. Well, that's it for this March 2020 reading, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to see how this month unfolds for us. Best of luck to you, and I'll see you next month. Thank you. Bye.